Welcome to this podcast. There may be swearing, cursing, crying, anger, and graphic material. Thank you.
From day one, you fought for your life, and you blew everyone away.
Hi, welcome back.
Hi,
I'm Alisha,
I'm Jesse.
and we are...
Changing the chances.
Oh, that was almost like musical. It's like you thought about it, like
Oh,
putting a melody to it.
changing the chances.
Yeah, I
Ah,
like it.
we could do something like Three's Company kind of. Come and knock on my door.
I mean, I came up with the fun warning song, so I think now it's your turn if you'd like to come up with a jingle for that. That would be awesome.
A jingle.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called when they're like short, right? Yeah, see, I'm getting a thumbs up.
Jingle.
It's a jingle.
It's a jingle.
So you think on that.
Yeah, we'll see. Don't hold your breath.
You've got a whole week. A whole week. No?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, that's fair. Anyways, we're going to talk about guilt today. As exciting as that sounds, is everyone excited for this one?
Boom, boom, boom.
You know, we are obviously not the first people to experience it. We won't be the last people. And I think I'm going to just throw out a number. I'm not going to throw out a number. But pretty much.
You sure about that? You don't want to throw a number out?
Oh, man, that look I got. Could be good for some people who are playing the drinking game. Yes, there is a drinking game to go along with our podcast if we are that boring, but yet you still want to listen. Feel free, grab a drink, read the rules that are on my Facebook page. There you go. Anyways, I think most parents probably feel guilt at some point in their life because you're raising a human being. At least you're trying your best to.
You should be.
Hopefully. And, you know, you're trying to prepare these humans for a world without you. And there's just...
a very harsh world, because this world don't give two shits about nothing and nobody.
Well, and it's just too hard. You can't prepare them for everything that could ever possibly happen. You just have to give them the tools and hope they succeed or they fail and they figure it out. I don't know.
I mean, you want to be there for your kids no matter what, but
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be very hard.
Agreed. So I do think that we are not alone in this. I think that pretty much every parent ever can relate. Typical, special needs, multiple kids,
Whatever.
one kid,
Yeah.
I
It doesn't
adopted.
matter.
On some level, I think they probably can relate, feeling guilty about something at some point in time. We just probably feel guilty about different things. I mean, wouldn't you think?
I would think so. I mean, I feel guilty just sometimes trying to take some time for myself. Like,
That is definitely a parent thing, I think.
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think there's any reason to feel guilty about that.
Well, I think mine stems more because Piper is so dependent on us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's...
Yeah,
she has to have one of us.
Which is way more of a reason to take a break for yourself.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. It just makes me feel guilty, like, for her. Or if I just, like, even like today, you know, she was totally fine taking a break because she hasn't been feeling good, but she took a break on me. Like, I couldn't move or anything because she fell asleep. And it's like, at that point, you almost don't even want to breathe so that she can sleep.
Oh, yeah, don't move.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ruin the peace.
So for like 45 minutes, I mean, cool, I got to chill and whatnot, but I was stuck watching, I think it was Moana, because the way she was laying on my arms and stuff, I couldn't get to the remote, so.
We like some Moana.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's not terrible. It could have been way worse.
Yeah, it could have been.
It's crazy to me because after she was born and we're in the hospital, doctors actually talk about it a lot. All the time about how parents feel bad and feel guilty for all these things their kids have to go through. Call me crazy. I didn't feel that ever in the hospital.
Well, some parents, especially at the children's hospital that we're at, because it's one of the only ones in the Midwest, some parents can't stay with their kids, like, or, you know, they don't have the option to have one parent stay and another parent work.
Well, yeah. And in the
Whatever
NICU,
the
you
case-
can't stay. So,
Yeah, you can't. But you know what I mean? Like, it's, some parents can't even be close by because they're from Colorado or
Yeah.
New Mexico or Nevada. And
oh, no, I completely, yes, that would definitely cause some
'cause-
strong
'cause
feelings.
we did see some kids, unfortunately, when, you know, Piper was on her stretch where, you know, for days, weeks, some kids would not have any visitors other than nurses.
At least that we saw.
Or at least that
we
we saw.
obviously weren't there every minute of every day.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're spending, I don't know, 16 hours a day, 16, 18 hours a day at the hospital, like, and you don't see anybody come see this kid, like, I would feel guilty. Like, so.
Oh,
like,
I completely understand that. Yeah.
you know, and I'm sure those parents that couldn't, or, you know, whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, at least I would like to think that they felt something because they couldn't be there, whether that be guilt or sadness or something, because I don't know, maybe not happy that they felt that way, but like, I just can't imagine not being able, while she was up there going and seeing her.
Yeah. But I think one of the things you have to think about when you think about that emotion, that feeling, is it's not a very useful feeling.
It's not.
Most of the time. It doesn't serve a real purpose most of the time.
It's right in there with, like, depression. It's like one of those bullshit feelings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people feel depression from lots of things.
Well, yeah, but I feel like if you get all those negative, quote unquote, feelings together in a group,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like depression and guilt and anger and anxiety, I feel like they're all homies.
They're all
and
homies, yeah.
And they all go to the same fucking AA class together or some shit.
Okay.
It's just my opinion, but, you know.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, whatever you're thinking. And we do believe in all those feelings. They all exist and they're all valid. Just, by the way, for anybody who might think that we're making light of a subject, we're not.
No.
They're all valid feelings and all valid emotions, and people feel them, and that's okay. That is okay. I'm just saying,
I think I feel every single one of those that I mentioned.
You do. I think that's very true. Mm-hmm.
All along with
all these emotions and feelings that you hate, you are packed full of them, buddy. So, I mean,
I know.
Okay. So in the beginning, because I am lucky.
I said, let there be light. What? No, just kidding. I do not want that wrong.
I'm very fortunate, and I got to see Piper every day while she was in the hospital. I couldn't stay, but I could see her. We were very close, and I did. So no, I did not feel guilty. Yes, she had to have 5 million tests done, and she had to be poked and prodded and see doctors and have surgeries, and she had all these terrible things she had to go through. Thing is, I couldn't control any of those things. They were something.
So part of you never felt guilty that had we just gone with what Dr. Gloom said and pulled the plug, that...
But we didn't do that.
No, I know. But
Oh.
I'm saying, like, if we had...
Would have I felt guilty?
No. Do you... At no point did you ever feel guilty, like, we did this to her, she's getting poked and prodded and going through all these surgeries because...
So, this is where my feelings of guilt come in with the whole... maybe not quite that part, but I understand what you're saying.
Because a part of me felt like that,
like we chose to keep her around.
We got selfish and we chose to put her through that, like, because we had already lost Caleb.
I think in that situation, it's not winning.
No, and I don't think about it anymore. I'm just saying, like,
I think if
back
we
in the midst of the storm,
listened to her and said goodbye, I think it's a whole other level of guilt that would have.
Oh yeah, it would have just been different kind.
Yeah. So I don't think that's. It's
even
not
now,
winning. It's either way. It's not good. And no, but that's what I'm saying. Back then, when it was all going down, no, I didn't feel guilty for that because she never did anything to show me that she wanted to leave.
This is also true. She never flatlined. She never had any big issues like Caleb did. Like she always fought. Which also made making the choice of letting her stay on the machines and stuff to keep fighting. Like, why not keep giving her the tools to keep fighting if she's going to keep fighting? Like, that would
keep giving her the opportunity to be here if she wants to be. Agreed. So no, I never felt that way back then. The thing is, my feelings caught up with me later. And I don't know if that was a whole, like, you know, like
a suppression thing.
Like protect yourself, suppress it, don't think of, I don't know. Who knows? I don't have an answer for it. Sometimes, it's, how do I explain this? Like, I think a lot of people listening to other parents who have had kids early, like we did in our case, obviously premature very much, they feel guilt like their body has failed them, has failed their children because they couldn't carry them full term. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I know that was something you kind of dealt with because...
See, I don't remember dealing with that. I don't think that bugged me. Did it bug me?
Okay, yeah.
See, apparently I don't remember, and I've blocked it out of my memory.
No, because that makes sense. But you did. I remember us talking about it a couple of times, and I just told you, like, you did everything you could. You were going to the gym, you stopped drinking caffeine, you stopped drinking coffee.
So maybe that's why I think that, because now I don't feel it, because I did all the things that I was supposed to do.
And I told you, it wasn't your fault. You did everything. You were taking your prenatals. Like, that Monday, they said everything was perfect.
Yeah.
You went in, like, it the best pregnancy you could have had for twins. Like, this is it. You guys are doing great. Like, all natural, no hormones or nothing. And then that Friday of the same week, like, everything went to shit. So, like, nothing changed. You and your mom were going for walks, and you were being as healthy as you could be. Like,
which, you know, like I said, which is probably why I don't remember that, because for me...
But you did. You felt... I remember it very much, and I remember maybe not the conversation verbatim, but...
I would not expect you to.
No, we did. We had a couple conversations, and it's like, it's not your fault. Like, you know, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yes, we cannot plan everything. Okay, well, there goes that. I thought that I didn't feel that, but apparently I did.
Oh, no, you did.
I know. Oh, man. I mean, that feels legit. I was going to say I felt guilty, not that my body failed me or anything, because I can't control that. I feel a sense of guilt because it's like...
See, and you were more like confused.
It's like...
Because you were like, I was doing all the things, but could I have done something else or done something more? Like,
no, the only part that I ever wonder is, it's like, what if I had gotten to the hospital sooner? Like, really, that's the thing. Because I didn't know I was in labor, because I've never been in labor, because it was my first time.
So what, you didn't wait very long, did you? Like, I don't think we've ever kind of talked about that. Like,
no, we talked about how the day was. I had pain at work. I decided I should probably come home. I came home first. I mean, so you're what, like 20 minutes of time I wasted not thinking I was in labor? I don't know. It doesn't do me any good. The doctors couldn't tell me if I would have made it there 20 minutes earlier, if it would have made a difference. They don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. It's a question I'll never know, unless there is some higher power that will fill in all those magical questions for me later. And again, it won't change anything now.
Which is 100% true, because it's done with, its past, it's gone. But
so that was probably like the biggest first thing for me. Anyways, do you remember what your big one was? Your first one as being a brand new parent?
No, I don't remember the first one, but I do know that I sometimes even now feel guilty when she has something really bad happen, like a really big seizure. She does the whole not breathing, turning blue, having to go to the ER, all that stuff.
It's always a hard one.
I just feel a wave of different emotions: anger, guilt, anxiety, like, you know, all the things. And
all the things.
Yeah.
That's
But sometimes it's like, you know, were we being selfish in our choice? But then I always do come back to the notion that she fought.
I think
she fought, and, you know, she wanted to be here. Yeah, my tough girl. But, you know, I mean, I feel guilt on all kinds of levels, and for all different things.
Welcome to parenting. You'll feel guilty no matter what.
Yeah. Like,
Let's put that on a t-shirt.
You know, I always feel like I should be doing more, could be doing more.
Yeah.
To give her an even better quality of life. You know, like it's because I hear that fucking bitch, Dr. Doom and Gloom, like, what kind of quality of life are you going to give her? It's like, let me smash your fucking face in, you dumb bitch. Like, I just, you know, so sometimes I feel guilty because, you know, we're struggling just like everybody else in the world, except for, you know, the 1%ers who are sitting fucking pretty. But I do. Sometimes I feel guilty, like I should get another job or something. But then it's like, you know what? No, because so
this is the real question.
Then I take away from her.
What are you aiming to give her that she doesn't have?
Yeah, I think about these things. Like,
no, that's the question.
Oh.
What are you aiming to give her that she doesn't have?
I don't know, more stability.
Stability of what?
But good living. I don't know.
She's 7.
I don't give a shit.
She wants a toy, and she wants her dad home. She doesn't care about stability. That's not crossing her mind.
Exactly. That's me.
You.
That's me being a parent, stressing, and because that's what I do. I'm a stress ball. You know this. Like, I
do know this.
I worry about all the things, and I just want to make sure that she's taken care of, because I might not be around forever. I'm not going to be around forever.
Well, neither of us are going to be around forever.
But I'm probably going to fall apart, and...
Well, you know what? Now's your time to get it together.
I'm trying. Don't go there. Don't even start. Don't even start.
You don't want to start a fight on the podcast?
Please no.
I don't want to start a fight anyways.
Whatever. I'm already... Everybody will already just side with you. Just like my mom and everybody else. What did Jesse do?
I don't know. My mom knows I'm kind of a dick, so she always goes, well, what did you do? And what did you say? She knows.
Well, at least somebody can appreciate.
She knows. It's fine. We all have our shit. So.
But I do. I feel guilty sometimes because of surgeries and things that she wants, because.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
It's going to be a lifelong road of surgeries and recovery and pain and all that stuff. Never
but it's also going to be a lifelong road of experiences and happiness and I mean, there's all the good stuff that comes with the not good stuff.
That's the thing about roller coasters.
That's the thing about life. You're a seemingly healthy adult, but I mean, you still have bad stuff.
Well, yeah,
with
it's like
good
when
stuff.
You hear about, 35-year-old triathlon that was a vegan and ate everything right and had perfect health, dies of stroke.
Can't control it.
You can't. Yeah.
It'll come or it won't.
Like, it's your time. It's your time. It doesn't matter. You can be the healthiest person in the world and you're going to die. You're going to die. It doesn't matter.
Right. Sometimes you can't predict everything, and you just can't control everything. Gotta let go of it sometimes. So I think a big one for me, after them bringing them into the world unexpectedly.
Brought them into this world drug induced, so, I mean.
Damn straight, they sliced me open. You drugged me up for that.
Just makes me think of the movie.
Baby Mama.
Yeah. Who's gonna bring their babies into a drug induced world? What?
So a big one for me, and it's crazy because it still bugs me, and it's not even a problem now, is sleeping. And sleeping is always going to be an issue for her. It's part of her brain damage.
Yep,
and
part of the brain damage.
It's just a thing they've told us since the day she was born, because the part of her brain that's damaged, that sleep will likely be a problem. And she would probably have to need sleep aids at some point, something to help her sleep, whatever.
Because she's never been anywhere near the spectrum of normal when it comes to sleeping. Like newborns, all they do is eat, sleep, and shit. Piper just ate and shit. Ate and shit. Like, she, out of 24 hours, she was maybe sleeping 4 hours. Like, no joke, not even playing.
Yeah, never napped.
Never napped.
She was not a napper. Still really isn't, so.
Even now, the only reason she'll take a nap is it's like her body tells her, you know, fuck you, I'm shutting down. You're taking a nap.
Yeah.
And it's so sad because you just see her fighting it, and it's almost like she doesn't want to fight it. It's like her body just doesn't let her go to sleep almost. And
well,
then,
yeah, because your brain's not telling you to go to sleep.
It sucks. It's sad, but
so we got her home, and she did okay. Like, she did fine, and we had our struggles. And every time I saw our favorite doctor in the world, because I think he's the most amazing guy ever. That's how I refer to him now, as Dr. Amazing. That's how we're going to call him on the podcast, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
Dr. Amazing. He's...
Or Dr. Bond, because his last name is fun. He's got a super agent name.
So he's very good about asking, like, how is this going? Do you want my help? He's never been somebody to been like, I think you need this. I think you need to do this. I think he always...
I don't feel he's ever tried to shove anything down our throats.
No, he is very, here are your options. You decide, and you tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah, like you guys
how
are...
can
I
serve you?
You know what you think is going to be best for her because you're with her all the time. Like, these are your options that I can do as far as helping you on my end.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it, you know.
So,
but this is what I recommend.
So Dr. Amazing.
Yes, he's wonderful. He's a great guy.
So he always asks, how is sleep? Because he knows it's a problem. He deals with lots of kids in his practice. And I just always tell him, like, you know, we're coping. It's fine. We do what we can because it's not going to be perfect. Nobody expects it to be.
She's definitely gotten better, like, as far as sleeping through the night. Like, she'll get in at least a good 6 hours.
So,
unless she's sick or
something's
going on.
Obviously. Yeah. So I don't know how old she was. I don't remember. 1, maybe. Honestly, that's just a rough number. She just wasn't sleeping. And if she's not sleeping, I'm not sleeping because somebody has to take care of her because life, right? So eventually it was like, maybe we need help. So I'm telling you, before I asked for help from Dr. Amazing, I did everything in my power to help her sleep. I was determined. We did the whole, like, we pick a bedtime and that's when she goes to bed, and you let her cry it out till she falls asleep.
Yeah, the self-soothing and
the whole, like, you turn everything off, you give her an hour, there's no TV, there's no sound, there's nothing. You like to put their bodies into that relaxed mode. I have no idea.
I remember we tried a lot of different things.
Everything.
To try and help.
Because I felt like that should be something I can control. Well, newsflash, you can't. Surprise!
I think even if we could control it, I don't think she'd let us.
Sounds very Piper to me. So, yeah, that was a big one for me, which seems so crazy. Because, you know, I've talked to several other parents, and they don't think twice about it. They're like, nope, my child wasn't sleeping, and we put them on a medication and ended that. Like,
well, and we're also both of the mind that we don't want her on a bunch of different medications.
Yeah, so, and in the beginning, she was a lot when she came home. So
I feel like she was on like 5 or 7, something like that. I don't know. But we didn't want her on a bunch of medications because each medication has a side effect, and then it's just a vicious cycle, and it's horrible. And, you know, she's down to what, like 3 now? Something like that, 3 or 4.
It depends on what you look at as a medication.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, as far as like a regular basis, which she gets every single day, not, you know, like.
She has 3 that she absolutely has to take. So yeah, which is fantastic. I'm not angry about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but.
You know, because of like her digestive issues and stuff like that, we have things that we have to give her to try and help her from either.
Move things along.
Yeah, from either chilling things out because they're nonstop, or get things going because there's no movement at the train station.
So anyways, yes, that was something that I carried around for a long time, and apparently I still do. She's not on sleep medication anymore. She does pretty good without it, so we have stopped that. But even to this day, like
today, she took a 45-minute nap while she was sitting in my lap after a feed. And honestly, I think it was because she's been sick. She's been fighting an upper respiratory infection. And
I know, poor girl.
it's been like, what, 2 weeks? Over 2 weeks now? Something like that? I don't know.
It's just
But
taking it out of her.
It has just kicked her butt. I had to give her some Dimetap because the cough is just getting horrendous. And, you know, she just passed out. And I think it's because her poor little body is just spent.
So wore out.
Just so wore out and spent, because any other time it's I slept for 6.5, 7 hours last night. Like, we're gonna rock on for the next 20 hours.
If she can sleep 6 hours, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, for me, knowing her sleep patterns, that's winning.
No,
She sleeps in 6 hours. We're like golden. So no, she's not on sleep medication anymore, but it was a really, really hard one for me.
I feel like it was probably about a good 1.5 to 2 years of, probably from the time we brought her home till she was about 2 years old. Like, we were, it was just nonstop, no sleep, just go.
Yeah. But it just wanted to control it. That was.
I know.
I just
that was
wanted
one of the,
to fix
that was
that.
one of the things that you wanted to fix, and I get it, and that's fine, because as a parent, I understand it. There are things
I can't
that
fix everything, apparently.
I feel like I can't fix anything.
Ugh, right? It's just kind of a feeling. It's ongoing.
It's like with her hip. Her hip is like 70% out. We were
so
doing
this is
stretches and standers and this
and
that,
Botox,
everything that we could possibly do to help keep her hip from getting displaced.
So what we're talking about, in case you don't know, when you're born, your hips aren't necessarily formed the way they're supposed to be. They're still soft and malleable. So as you start crawling and walking and putting weight through your legs and into your hips, that's what forms your hip sockets and how your hip sits in that socket.
That's what helps give them the curve, because they're straight.
Yes.
When they're born, they're straight.
So when you have a child who's non-weight bearing, because she doesn't crawl and she doesn't walk, you have to do other things to help with that process, else your hips will come out of their sockets, because they will never form. They'll never form that cup, and they'll never sit in there the proper way.
Yeah, that joint just won't rotate.
She has very tight muscles due to her cerebral palsy, and especially in her legs. Her legs are very, very tight. And what happens is those muscles pull her legs in, so almost like her feet will cross, which, if you imagine, then pushes your hip out. So when you're non-weight bearing and that's an issue, you really have to be careful, because obviously your hip will come out. So we do stretches every day. She gets Botox in her legs to lessen that muscle tightness, to help with that. We put her in a stander, which I think I've posted a picture of before, so she can help put weight through her legs and through her hips to help with that. So this is something we've done for years, because we've known that this is a potential problem.
Oh yeah, since she was like a year old.
Yeah. Super early, because we knew she had cerebral palsy and we knew this was a thing. So we've tried everything. To try and help her and prevent this from happening. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
And it just felt like no matter what you do, it's a battle that you can't win.
It's an uphill battle for everybody involved.
You know, like Wesley Snipes says in Blade, some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. I can't even ice skate.
Well, I'm trying to ice skate uphill. So that's what we're dealing with right now.
So that being said, all this work that we've done, and all this work that Piper's put in,
we feel like wasn't enough.
We feel like it wasn't enough, because her one side is like 70% out.
Yeah.
And it's just going out more and more. And it sucks, because
at this point, there's nothing you can do about it. The only way to help is for surgery, which is a major surgery.
Super invasive. We're talking weeks and weeks of recovery time, painful.
I mean, obviously, you probably can imagine from people who have had hip surgery.
Imagine essentially a hip replacement, because they're going to go in there, cut through all that tissue, and grind and saw away at bone to give it the curve that she can't do herself, because she can't put weight in.
Yeah.
And I mean,
They do. So what they do is they go in and I could be saying this incorrectly. Please don't come after me. They shave the bone to create a socket in your pelvis. And then they take, I don't know what's it called, the bone that goes into your socket.
Femur?
Your femur bone?
Well, that's the one that's up top is your femur.
Well, whatever bone that goes in there to form your hip, because I don't know what it's called, because no one's actually ever told me. I've just seen the x-ray. They actually
that's like your big leg bone. Like that's the one that's super hard to break.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your femur.
They actually cut the top of that bone off and then angle it so that it will sit inside the new socket that they have created for it.
So now that's all raw, exposed bone and bone marrow and all the tissue that you had to cut through and sinew and cartilage and ligaments.
Wow. You really go into that?
No, because you have so much overlining tissue and stuff right there holding so much together that they have to cut through, and soft tissue takes so much longer than bone, but that's still super invasive as far as bone goes.
Yes.
They're grinding on her femur, they're grinding on her hip, they're grinding on her pelvic. She thinks it's funny right now, but
so yes, you're looking at a 5 and a 6 week recovery if everything goes great for that. And
changing her is going to be...
So this presents a whole new problem if you do surgery, is because she is non-weight bearing and she relies on us to move her and to change her and to provide these things for her, which means we will have to be taught in the hospital how to provide that for her at home so we don't screw up all the hard work that they do even more. We've already screwed her up, apparently, so we have to go to surgery to fix this, so now we have to take care of her again and not screw that up. That's how this feels all the time. So this is where we're sitting right now currently. So this is my big pile of guilt that I am swimming in at the moment.
Well, you're not alone. We did what we could.
Luckily, the orthopedic surgeon was very nice, and he did inform me that sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. Sometimes it just happens, and you can't control it. Welcome. You can't control it.
Control's an illusion anyway. Anyone that thinks they have control over anything is just fooling themselves, because control is an illusion. People think that they have control over their own bodies. Yeah, you can control what you're putting into it. If you choose not to drink alcohol or smoke or eat red meat or whatever the case may be, that's fine. You can control that to an extent. But, dude, you really can't control if your cells decide to mutate and you get cancer. I know.
I understand that control is an illusion. That's not the point.
Oh, I know. Because
the point is I did all the right things.
Exactly. You were healthy as like the pregnancy. You were healthy. Everything was great. You did all the right things. And we were trying to control what we could control, doing what we could do. And things still went awry. And, because we truly don't have control over anything.
I understand that. I don't have to like it, though.
I know.
Anyways, I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm a big blubbering mess right now. Is there anything you want to add?
No, I think that's it. Even though, I would say that like you mentioned earlier, like you have to, even if you do feel guilty, you do have to take time for yourself, and as parents, you need to be a team, I think we do pretty well. You can usually, if you ask, hey, I want to go hang out with so-and-so or go do this, whatever, and I need you to stay with Pipes. It's like, yeah, go for it, and if I want to go hang out or do something, you're very much the same way. Just, yeah, go do it. Because,
well, yeah. If you don't take care of you, you can't take care of her.
Yeah, exactly. And if, even if you feel guilty about it, you still have to have that self-outlet for yourself and as a couple. No, other than that, yeah, I think that's it. I think we pretty much covered guilt.
Yeah. And all its gloriousness.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah. It's a terrible feeling.
Piper, do you have anything you would like to say?
Oh, really?
You gonna tell me? Come here. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us again, and
For this wonderful topic.
and thanks for keep coming back. It means a lot for us.
If you keep coming back, hallelujah, thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we do. We appreciate all of you.
I know
Love you
that we're
all.
hard to sit through sometimes. Everyone's like, can you have a more upbeat episode? I'm like, well, I mean, there's good things in there. I don't know. I'm just talking about the realities.
Yeah, I'm like, we try to keep it as lively as we can just because we know it is kind of Debbie Downer-ish.
It can be. It can be. Trust me, it's not all bad.
No,
it's great. It's
not.
fantastic. We have an amazing child.
And we have a great, amazing life together, even if it is hard sometimes.
Great.
Yeah. Thanks again, everybody. We love you all. And we look forward to
Talking to you next week.
Love you guys. Bye.